Okay, welcome to my podcast. Today I decided to do something different because something has bothered me for some time. Peter Wachukwu's sentencing, Osinachi's husband. Um, One would have thought that he would have had satisfaction because he was fine. He was condemned to die because he committed murder, homicide. But I did not feel relief at all. I continued to reflect on the things we should have done that we didn't do well. I continued to reflect that there are things that we should have done as a state, as a church, and as a society, a tribal society, Igbos. I'm Igbo. I want to look at that situation of that man from these three angles. The man is just a single person. There have been murders. Women have been killed at their spouses' hands. Some men also have been killed. But if you ask me, domestic violence is much against women than men. Why is it so? I can tell you that God, who made us, knew why He made us. No matter how thin or a man is, he looks like a reed. He has the strength, extraneous strength. He has been given by God. Why was He given? When I come to the role of the church, then I will tell you why He was given that strength. The strength given Him is not to brutalize his partner or even any other person. So let me just begin by looking at the sentencing of Peter Nwachukwu. It was appropriate, but it does not satisfy. It made me miserable. Because I had compassion on the mother of that girl, because she lost two children. It's not one that she lost. The people, the brothers and sisters of the man, the brothers and sisters of the girl, you cannot start calculating or understanding the measure of the loss to both families. So I think that our aim should be, if not to eradicate violence, to reduce it to the barest minimum. So I'm going to be assessing Peter Nwachukwu's situation and Osinachi's situation from these three angles. I will look at the state as a custodian of law, as a custodian of care, as a protective agency, because that they are there, they are supposed to protect each and every one of us, man, woman. I will also look at the church and their role, whether they played it right. Then I will look at the tribe, from which the tribal society and their grip on people's lives in this country. First of all, let me look at the sentencing was appropriate. Do not mistake what I'm trying to say. It was appropriate. It was culpable homicide. But then, was domestic violence addressed? That's my own bone of contention. He was sentenced for culpable homicide. Assuming you are driving and you kill somebody with your car, you can be sentenced to death, depending on how they assess whether it was your carelessness, or if it was your carelessness, you go in for it. Was domestic violence addressed in that judgment? My take is that no. If Osinachi did not die, that man will not be sentenced. So I'm feeling that there are components of domestic violence that should be punished. Components. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what I know. If those things are in our statutes, then you can see that men or even women will be afraid of going that far. So I'm urging my sisters in the Senate, I'm urging my sisters in the House of Reps. Majority of you are lawyers. I know that one. Even if you are not a lawyer, if you are not a lawyer like me, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm interested in what happens to women folk in this country. You can see abuse everywhere. Let me break it down for you. What is abuse? Do you know that it's not only physical attack that is domestic violence? Violence can come in form of silence. Silence. A man keeps silent, does not talk to the woman a year, 2 years, 3 years, and they are in the same house. I know that men will say, it's women that started. Women are fond of any little thing their husband does. You see them 1 or 2 days, they will be carrying their face up. But the thing is that, once the husband smiles towards her, she has forgotten it. I don't know whether nature made it like that. But please, domestic violence involves physical abuse, involves silence, involves verbal abuse. There is also violence against the children in the home, especially where a man does not like the wife anymore. You see the abuse will extend to the children. I would like a situation where there are components to our laws. There are components. What do I mean by components? Like, if you abuse somebody, the person should be able to go and report. If you abuse somebody, because you can abuse somebody to the extent that the person becomes afraid of himself or loses value for himself or herself. I prefer to focus on women because it's women that are generally abused. I've known in this country 1, 2, or 3 women that have killed their husband. But you discover that when I was living in Kaduna, a woman killed her husband. On investigation, I discovered that the neighbor said every time the man will come in drunk and batter her. But on this fateful day, she just picked something and hit him wrongly, and he died. I think she was condemned to die. All the past suffering was not looked at. So, I would like a situation where our statutes reflect what the problems are in our society. Let our statutes reflect them, and let there be legislation against such misdemeanors. And you also discover that I've asked some women who are abused, can't you go to the police and report? They say, no, you go to the police ridicules you. And when the man comes to the police station, what you will hear him say is, are you keeping my wife here? Are you now her husband? And the police will say, please go out and settle. We should start changing things. We should make our legislation to cover every aspect of our being. Let our security outfits, the police especially, if any woman comes to the police station to report of abuse and you fail to take it serious, then when the matter is being judged, let the police also be punished. If it is in our statutes, then gradually, it's not something we will overcome overnight. We can't overcome it overnight, but it's a gradual process. If we look at until a few years ago, FIDA, I praise you and I thank you, I appreciate you so much. Now, the lawyers, female lawyers, they now, I guess maybe they attended an international conference and it was the topic, abuse, sexual abuse, rape of minors. It was very common in our society, but FIDA came up and it has reduced drastically. It has reduced. Although, Fida, you still have a job to do, because do you know what is happening now? A woman's daughter is abused, a child. Then you discover that neighbors will now gang up against that woman and pressure her into settling out of court, collecting money, and then treating the girl and all that. But you see, the consequences of abuse is never, it's not something that, it's not a paper something. You turn the page, then you know what has happened. No, it lives with the girl. Just like domestic violence. A woman abused loses her self-respect. She loses her self-respect. She doesn't see any value. She feels she has no value. So let the legislation take care of all those and have safe houses. That's what we call safe houses. Is the state that is supposed, you don't leave it to the NGOs to handle. The state should have safe houses where a woman brutalized can just run to and be secure, at least at the interim, before the case is handled in the court. That is one. Two, I want to look at the church. The church and their role in this. You know, Osinachi comes from a church. She belongs. She was a voice in the church. The husband was also a voice in that church. So you see, that's why you would think that the man of God maybe did not make any attempt at settling or advising the gentleman. No, he must have. He must have. I'm the one telling you because I'm a Pentecostal. He must have. But the thing is that he is a man, and Mr. Wachuku himself is a man. And the way Mr. Wachuku would have seen it is, how can another man from his home leave his home and come and tell me how to operate in my home? I'm Igbo. So that's the way he would have reasoned. Do you understand? That's the way he would have reasoned. But I want to tell every general overseer something as a sociologist I have. It will help you people to come to decision and know what rules to apply in administration of your church. You see, we mostly Southerners, we are the Pentecostals and the Catholics and the others. We are not Muslims. We preach that it is abomination for a woman to be divorced. We preach it. And when we preach it, there is no way a woman who takes her vow seriously as a Christian would want to leave her marriage. I have had many, you don't know. They will say, I would rather die. I had a friend who died. My friend, you can imagine me, her age. She studied at Unilag. I studied at Ife. She told me, Josie, when I was saying, please, your father has said you should leave. Leave. Please, my honey, leave. Do you know what my friend told me? She will rather die there. And she died. She died. And she left 2 children. I know they are adults now. The son would have married, the daughter would have married, because I lost touch with them. That is the way people from my place, from my tribe, that's the way they take it. And then the church is now fueling it. You should not be divorced. Divorce is not really a good thing. But in the face of threats, you should leave. That's my own take. In the face, see, if you marry and that man is able to raise his hand and hit you, my dear, take it serious. And he does it a second time, leave. He's not going to change. You see, some women will say, it's by mistake he slapped me. There is no mistake there. But I know that some men, they go to lengths to get to be married though. Don't kill me because of what I'm about to release, what I'm about to reveal. So many people in that culture, in other cultures of the West, and even in the Southeast, when they want to marry, they go and look for powers to overcome that woman, to subdue her. I don't know where they have this idea that to subdue a woman is only the way to her heart. I think that love conquers all. Love conquers all. Let me, for example, many of our churches, because it's the church I'm focusing here, they preach submission in a way that makes me sick. Look at, if you go to any gathering of women in the church, maybe they're having women convention and all that, and they bring up another woman to come and teach. She will just go to Proverbs 28 and she will start, submit to your husband. So you must submit to your husband. And you've forgotten that the race we run in the kingdom of God is singular. I don't know whether people learn or whether they don't read their Bible. Marriages are not made in heaven, they are made on earth. Marriages are made on earth. God made them for harmonious existence. That's why he made it. Remember, the skin, the flesh, the clothing we adorn ourselves with, this body we have here, once you die, you go out of it, you leave it behind, and you go into another clothing. Because in the spiritual, another clothing. And as such, you won't know. Osinachi will not know Peter. I'm the one telling you. When you cross there, what you know is the glory of God. If you have attained, you will start instantly to live in glory and to worship. Be in constant worship and eternal glory. There is no wife, there is no child. If there is, in a portion of the Bible, I don't know how to quote the Bible like that, but I know my Bible. It says, you are sons. You are sons. Let anybody tell me that I'm wrong, if you can. We are sons. You are sons. We are God's sons, begotten. Begotten. But for earthly existence and for harmonious operation on the earth, God made Eve. Remember when he took a rib out of Adam, he made Eve. When he made Eve, he clothed his flesh. We are flesh, or we are sand. This body is sand. This body is sand. When he covered that bone, was Eve alive? No, he breathed. His breath now activated that body and he became human. That's his breath, his son. He begot us. And he now asked Adam, name her. Name. And he called her Eve, a companion. He didn't say my servant. He didn't say my, the way we in the Pentecostal now, you find somebody, they say a help, meet for, I don't know how they define it, a help, because of that H-E-L-P. Do you know what a help means? You want me to interpret it for you here? Let me now interpret it. Let me tell you, when a woman loves a man, and the man loves a woman, you see this hand of a woman. If he touches the man like this, there is calm to that skin. Debate it anywhere. I'll give you examples, but I'm not going to give you an example here. This hand, a woman's hand, and he touches the man's hand, there is instant calm to his body. The man doesn't necessarily have calm always. There is a way he's built, he's configured. Remember, when Adam fell and God came to the place where they were staying, and he called out to them when they were hiding. And Adam found excuse that the woman you gave me has ensnared me. Did God say, yes, it was true? No. He gave Adam punishment and he gave Eve punishment. What was Adam's punishment? Adam's punishment was that he will sweat. He will sweat. He will sweat to feed his family. Even though God did not use family, from that day, they were going to have a family. It was his responsibility to toil and feed this family, feed this woman, feed the children. That's the only punishment he gave. Didn't you see? Then to the woman, he turned and he said, for doing that, I punish you. Your desire shall always be for your husband. It was a punishment. It was a punishment. Those of you who go to preach the gospel upside down, and you tell the woman, all you should do in your life is just this man. Obey him, serve him, be a servant. If he say lie down under the rain, lie down under the rain. You are contributing to evil. That was a punishment God gave her. And when Jesus came, Jesus relieved her. Because it was wrong for her to have desire for her husband. Her desire should be for Christ, now that we know, God himself. That's her desire. But it doesn't mean that she wouldn't love the man. It doesn't mean. But how have we, woven things upside down and we have destroyed ourselves? Because we are the ones really that destroyed this Peter Nwachukwu. Because now he has a wrong notion. It's the wife's earnings that he looks at. Bring it. She wants to perform. You come and tell him. He charges you. You bring it in. He is in charge of it. And the woman just walks around like a zombie. Why should it be so? Why should it be so? God says, Adam, toil. Let me tell you, men folk, God made you the head of the family. Do not think he didn't know what he did. He made you the head. And he said you will toil to feed your family. So what happens? As Jesus has come, you go to, when you marry, you go to him. You go to him. He will empower you. After all, the earth is the Lord's and his fullness, including you. He will enable you to discharge your responsibilities adequately without you bothering your partner. In fact, you will look after your partner, you will look after the children, you are more than able, you are more than capable. Let me tell you my own impression. Even if a man is built like a reed, you know what a reed is? A thing. The strength in him is much, much more, 10 times higher than a woman's own. Yes, you may not know. And you go and you hit her. Even if she's as big as I am here, you hit me, I will fall. I will fall. But the thing is that I will not tolerate it. Believe me. So, I am telling the church, when you are a general overseer, you are a pastor, you climb the pulpit, preach correctly. Do not bring culture into your preaching. And see, when this kind of thing is there, punish. Set rules within the church. You are not a bad person. Set rules within the church that if you are like this and you set up a committee to confront the person, talk to him in love, talk to him. If you don't give him, you see, in those days, Catholic, Methodist, Anglican, assemblies, they do give people back seat in the church. You know what that means? Catholic, I know, because I was born a Catholic. I will hear it be said that the person was stopped from communion. You think God will punish the Reverend Father for stopping somebody from communion? No. So do it right. Get it right. When you in love call the gentleman and the gentleman does not listen, punish him. It is within your power, within your authority to punish him. If he now continues, you ask him to leave the church, no matter the position he was occupying. It's better they left the church. It's better they had left that church than bring a bad image to that church, because I respect the people that run that church. Have you seen it? But it has happened. It should not happen again. That's why I'm talking like this. Let the GOs, my GO will not tolerate such thing. I won't tell you the church I attend in Port Harcourt here. He will not tolerate such thing. My former general overseer, so I was in a church 11 years or 12 before I left it. He will not tolerate. In fact, that one is the one that I know that, hey, he will say, come in. He will say, no. If you think you cannot change, you leave this church. Let the person leave. It's better the person. It's people will say, are you God? Which one is are you God? We are supposed to be our brother's keeper. And you in authority, you have the wherewithal, because God has called you. God has called you. For the word of God says, if your brother sins, you call your brother to attention. Call him and condemn it. If he continues, you let him be, because you have corrected him. If he dies in that sin, he suffers for it. You will be free. But if you do not do what is right, I know the Jew will say he has called him many times, but you see, you are more than a brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You are more than a brother. The authority is yours. Wield it. Let them go and talk that you think you are God. Look, to many of your congregants, you are like God. That's what I'm telling the general overseers. You don't know. We mix. To many Pentecostals, their GOs are like their gods. They listen. Anything they say, they swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Do you understand? So now, I have done the church. I have done the state. Then let me look at the culture. The culture is disseminated at the tribal level. In Nigeria, we have 3 major tribes. One of where those people belong, that's where I come from. But let me just tell you a little story. In my own hometown of Isukwato in Abia State, I come from Eluama. I don't see men beating their wives. Let me tell you what I learned during the Nigerian Civil War when we all came home. If you hit your wife early morning. If you do it once, you do it twice, a woman will be going to the farm with her basket on her head. She will stop at the front of your mother's house or your father's house, and she will call your name or call the name of your mother like this, shouting it. And she will say, the day this your son kills this girl that you went and brought, be ready to eat the flesh. Oh. And then she will go on her way. That's the way my people, they don't pretend. Ask anybody. They don't pretend. It's not that. See, in my own clan, I've lost two sisters there whose husbands killed. One actually, the husband wasn't beating her. But the thing was that when he now got entangled with a woman outside, he wanted to replace the young wife that has had 6 children. You see, that's where men have problems. You see, we are women. When we are young, we look elegant, we look fine, and all that. But once you've had children, the shape changes. I think you know, especially at that area that you love so much. The shape changes now because a human being has gone through it. So you shouldn't be desiring here and there. Be content. Ask God for help. Assuming you are a man, you find yourself always looking out. Honey, accept Jesus Christ as your personal savior. Then ask the Holy Spirit to help you. He will help you. He will help you. Because he made us. Who told you that there are some women to do that their eyes are going, but do they go doing it? Majority no. That's why I preach Christ. You know, Jesus has come. The glory is here. And his grace is available. You shouldn't be, as a woman, see me, I don't beat people. I used to have domestic hands, two at a time. Ask them, go to my hometown, ask. When you make me talk too much, I'll just tell you, hey, it's time, or you'll be going, That's how I operate. That's how I operated. Now I don't live with anybody. That's how I operated. I'll say, you put me in trouble. I think you should be going to meet your mother. Because let me tell you, some human beings are raised. I grew up in a beautiful home where no such violence. And so I had 4 brothers. Ask. None of them will beat. Where did they learn it? You know, this beating of wives is a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. So at the family level, let us emphasize love rather than male authority. You know, when I first got to Ife, sociology now, issues will come to class and we'll be discussing it. The impression is that the Igbo man is harsh. And I will always be defending because my father was loving. And I had uncles. Haba, look at them there. I'm seeing them. They've all gone to glory. None was beating wives. So, maybe once I had one. But he was ugly. He didn't end well. Because in my place, the thing that will be coming out of people's mouths against you, even if you are a man and you are a wife beater, you can't join them at the market square to drink. Because you can go, another man will insult you. That's the way they behave. You will say that you don't have strength. It's on a woman that you have strength. But I know what brings about this extraordinary desire to have authority over a woman is the economic factor. In 2003, I think about March or April, Punch newspapers published one story. It was tagged Nigerian men have killed wives in America. It was terrible. And do you know why it was terrible? Because I knew one of the women there. But thank God she didn't die. But the husband used machete and cut off her right hand. And when I investigated all those, you discovered that they were mostly nurses. And in the US, nurses earn very well. People in the medical profession earn well. And you see, husbands, you want to have authority over the woman, over her earnings. You are not supposed to do that. Her earnings are not yours. Yeah, her earnings are not yours. I'm not an advocate of the wife, give your husband your money. No, because some husbands, they won't buy you clothing to wear. Although I don't encourage women to be excessive. Some women is just dress. No. you have children, you look at your children, they should be thoroughly attired and taken care of. So I think that love conquers all. If you are a man, if you can hearken to my voice, in future I'm going to be having seminars to just talk to main groups. Love conquers all. If you know how to wield it, because that's how my father taught us all. We are 8, 4 male, two male have gone to glory. So, when I was living with a man, he said I have too much authority over my children. I've never raised my house. I've never hit my child. I don't believe in it. Anywhere I've lived, that's how they know me. They will say, don't hit your child. Mommy is here. I beg, we don't want issue. I quarrel with people who hit children. I quarrel. You are deficient. That's my take. If you are a man and you are plummeting your wife every time, you are deficient. Something is lacking in you. So, stop it. Although I know there has been researches even abroad that men who beat wives are people whose fathers beat their mothers. Even if your father used to beat your mother, you can come out of it. You accept Jesus as your personal savior. Then you start there. You start going to God in prayer. You undergo deliverance. I know some in the medical field will say I'm not talking, I'm talking gibberish. But believe me, you can overcome it. And you learn to be content with what you have. You learn to give your wife space. She needs some space, just like you demand space. She needs some space. That's my take. So, I have, you see, the culture. I have just talked about the Igbo culture. It's not that you don't find, let me tell you, I lived in the north, in the northern part of Nigeria for 17 years. I didn't hear, I mixed with a lot because I was teaching in federal, so it's mostly women that teach now, I wasn't seeing husbands, but you will always find amongst the people I'm talking about, where I come from, there, you have violence. If she refuses to bring her money, violence. If she does something for her mother, violence. Why should it be? Why should it be so? Be content and be a man. Being a man is standing firm, not by subjecting others, not overpowering them, subjecting them. No, but by standing and giving direction. A man is supposed to give direction. It's like the way we call God. We call God our way maker. The one that makes a way where there is no way. Let us say we are in a forest. He shows us the way. That's who he is. You are that for the family. You create that way. Let the way be peaceful. Let the way be kind. Let the way be loving. Then the rest will fall in and follow you. It's not by violence. It's not by shouting. It's not by nonsensical authority. It's not. Then you will have a good family, a joyful home, a home where children are. Have you seen children children, it's from the children you will know what a man is. Some people, the man is coming home, you see the children run. You see the wife run. If the wife is with you as a visitor, she sits like, in fact, God said, if God had walked in, the woman would not be feeling like that. She would be like, God, you are welcome, you are welcome. But if it's the husband, she sits like that. No. Let us do things correctly. And I'm telling you, all the cultures be kindly. Culture is made for man, not man for culture. Culture is supposed to be evolving for good. So if you, from my culture, have this thing being taught that the man is the authority in the home, start untying it, start loosening it. And you men, I mean the younger generation that are coming, give your daughters a voice so that they will not be Osinachi. Give your daughters a voice. Give your daughters a voice. I love my late father. We are 4 girls, so 4 boys. He gave us a voice. You can't do anything and I will allow you to be doing it because you are a man. I was just in love, tell you, please stop it. I can't take it. Stop it. Yeah, that does not mean disrespect. But you know, some men are raised that a woman should not talk when they talk. So they even take that to the place of work. You discover that when a woman speaks her mind, they are offended. It shouldn't be so. Any man, when I see a man like that, I lose respect. You lose respect. I don't respect such a person. I will not insult you, but I don't want even your voice. I don't want to hear it. Because who are you? You are a person like the woman. You are a person like the woman. Because I know there is no woman that will earn money and see her children suffering. There is no woman that will earn money and let's say there is no money now for house rent and she knows that the landlord will soon come and embarrass her husband and she will be holding that money. Is there such a woman? If you are such a woman, shame should catch you. But I know there is no such woman. Because the way God built us, our hearts are gold, diamond. Diamond is like rock. No. Our hearts are soft. And we love. That's as far as I will go. If you are a gentleman that you have young children, please give your daughters a voice. That is, you know what I mean by a voice? Teach them to be able to speak their minds. So that when they are being maltreated, they will tell the person, don't cross that line. Yes, don't cross that line. It's not disrespect. That's just all I have. So if we can all come together and the legislature, you make rules. Look at the components of domestic violence and propose bills to take care of it. There should be consequences to such action. Then the church, GOs, please speak out against violence against women. Speak out. God did not make man to... I'm telling you, stop preaching wrongly. Don't bring culture into the Bible. That's what is reigning. Culture into the Bible. Don't bring culture into the Bible. Preach Bible strictly. Preach it. And then in our various homes, teach your child, the girl child, to have confidence, to be respectful, and to say no when somebody is invading her boundaries. To say no. Heaven will not come down. The ground will not vomit fire. I know it might be. That's what Osinachi was looking at. The attitude of even the women. The attitude of the women. Horrible. Even the attitude of brothers and sisters. Her own is that they were afraid she would die. They've been begging her. And her friends have been begging her. But you see, you people should not feel that you failed. You didn't fail. She has already been nurtured into believing her own incompetence, her own shortcomings. She has already been nurtured. So the mother telling her to come out is late because you've already groomed her to believe that without marriage, she cannot be somebody. Imagine somebody blessed with a voice like that. Well, she would just come out and be blessing people and glorifying God wherever she went. So that's my take. And that's where I'm going to draw the curtain now. Thank you for listening.